So this is the project that we're going to be doing for Silicon Dojo's lab tonight. So every Thursday we have lab nights, and basically with lab nights, what I do is I create a project and I create an outline for how a project is supposed to get built, and then the students just build the project, right? So Tuesday nights are classes. Tuesday nights are where we focus on API calls and functions and lists and dictionaries and all that kind of stuff, and I explain things. The idea with Thursday nights is that we actually then build something. And so I explain how everything is supposed to work. I explain the steps. They do get the code and everything. And then they sit down and tippy tap type for a few hours to actually build something. And so my idea here was basically to create a DALL-E powered clone of Instagram, right? So basically we're using Django. So Django is the web app development framework for Python. So we use Django to build this, and with this we have user accounts, and then for the images, instead of figuring out how to get images, I just decided to use DALL-E. So we go to DALL-E, DALL-E creates the image, we download the image, and then we get this little thing going on, right? So I'm logged in as Sue right now. So title for an image, I can say rain on a small town, let's say. So Sue really likes rain. We do the get the picture. We can see the little thing going back and forth up there. This is where it's actually going to OpenAI, the DALL-E API, in order to grab a picture for us. And there we go. We got, this is a dynamically, a generated image. So rain on a small town. It shows that Sue is the one that created this. We can then edit. I can edit this. And here I can create a little summary thing. So I can say rain in a European town. I don't know. Then we can update the post, and now we have rain on European town. Now, one of the things I decided to do here was to create this little tagging system. Now, to be clear, I was just going to do this with hashtags, so the normal pound hash symbol. For some reason, Django fails out when you feed it the hash symbol, and honestly, it's about 2 hours until class time. So I didn't figure out a solution for that. So instead of figuring out how to only make hashed words a link, I just decided to make every single word in the description a link. And so I can click on rain, and this will now literally only show me images where rain is in the summary. I can also click on A. If I click on A, it'll only show me images where A is in the summary. So this is what we're building today. Again, relatively simple. The most complicated thing about this for me is literally trying to figure out how to explain any of this crap to anybody else. But otherwise, and like I say, it's pretty cool. So this is using DALL-E in order to create images. We have a user account system, right? So I can log out here. I can log in. Tim, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, exclamation point. We can log in, and now we are logged in. Up here, we can see we're logged in as Tim. We now have a log out link. One of the interesting things here too is for that edit, you'll notice for the images, I don't have an edit button here because these were created by Sue. If I come down, actually, I don't know if Tim has created anything. Let's have Tim create something. Let's see here. House on fire. Let's say Tim is a bit of a pyromaniac. Okay, so we can have a house on fire be dynamically created for us. Bum, 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 bum. And there we go. We got a house on fire. Now what you'll see here is I now have an edit button, right? Since Tim is the one that created this image and I am logged in as Tim, I get an edit button. Whereas Sue created this image, I don't get an edit button here. And I can click on edit button, and I can say what I want for Christmas. Anyways, and then we can do an update post, and there we go. So this is a nice, pretty simple, little easy project for my folks to do. And I think it's pretty interesting. One of the things that I really am actually liking with ChatGPT, so I'm not look, to be clear, I'm not overly impressed with ChatGPT and LLMs. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. But one of the actual utilities, one of the actual valuable things is simply coming up with basically filler data. Right, because that's one of the things like with these images, like when because the main thing here is I want them to understand how to create a user account system. I want them to understand how little tags and some of that stuff. But one of the big questions was, okay, but how do I get them to get images in here? So do I have them download images off the internet and then upload them? Do I have them use like their cell phones or smartphones in order to put images on? Right, there's this whole thing, like every single process in app development, you have to create something for. And I was having a bit of a headache trying to figure out how I was going to get them to get images from whatever into here. And that's one of the nice things with DALL-E is it allows you to very easily be able to pull these dynamic images in so that you have data to deal with. Again, previously I've done classes and we've done labs on AI-powered blogs. Now, however you feel about the blogs themselves, honestly, their writing is pretty crappy. But if you're developing a platform and you simply need unique data to get dumped into the platform, AI works like a champ, right? So like let's say you're trying to create a maybe a newsletter system or a blog system or whatever for a company or client that you're dealing with, right? You need data to interact with to verify things are working properly. So instead of you having to do ips lorem or whatever, or going out there and copying and pasting crap off the internet, simply creating a little function to go out, grab data, dump it into your system. And again, from a testing purpose, right? If you go out and you get 100 blog posts from ChatGPT, it's going to cost you about $1. Right? Within 10 minutes and for $1, you can have 100 blog posts created for the content management system that you're creating. And then you have unique data that you can play around with and verify that it does what the hell it's supposed to do. Right? I think that is an actual valuable use case, right? So anyways, so if you're interested in Silicon Dojo, again, silicondojo.com, you can take a look. RSVP, we have classes just about every Tuesday, labs just about every Thursday. We're going to have more and more and more stuff. And again, this is what I'm trying to do with my folks, is you come in and you either solve problems or you simulate solving problems, and you just keep doing this. It's like martial arts, right? In martial arts, you don't sit there and discuss how to hit. The instructor comes in, shows you how to hit something, and then you're supposed to hit something for the next hour. That's what I'm trying to do with Silicon Dojo. So anyways, if you like this kind of content, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like this kind of content, give us a thumbs up. Share, like, subscribe, and hope to see you at a class or lab sometime soon.